Have you ever just stopped and wondered, why this universe? Out of all the infinite possibilities, what makes ours actually work? Well, today we're diving into a pretty mind-bending theory about the fundamental blueprint for a viable universe, one that can actually create stars, planets, and, well, us.
So, where did these incredible ideas come from? Well, we're exploring the work of Kevin L. Brown. He's an independent researcher, inventor, and author who's put forward this really fascinating theory about the origins of existence itself. We're going to walk through it step by step.
So, let's get right to it. What's the recipe for a universe like ours? Is there some kind of secret sauce? A set of rules that a universe absolutely has to follow so it doesn't just, collapse into a chaotic mess or freeze into a totally empty void? Let's find out.
Okay, so let's jump into the first big idea, and this is a huge one. This theory starts with something pretty radical, that at its most basic fundamental level, a universe isn't made of stuff like particles and energy. It's made of information. This core idea is called an informational manifold. I know, that sounds super technical, right? But think of it like this. It's the universe's operating system. Seriously, like the code of a video game, it defines all the rules. Gravity, the speed of light, the whole shebang. It's the basic instruction set for reality itself.
But here's the catch. Not just any code is going to work. For a universe to be viable, to actually exist and grow, its informational structure has to be just right. Most possible universes, according to this theory, would just fizzle out instantly. And the reason why all comes down to one key property, something called curvature.
And that right there, that brings us to the absolute heart of this whole theory, the Goldilocks curvature rule. The idea is simple, but honestly, it's pretty profound. A universe's informational fabric has to have a perfectly balanced amount of curvature to survive. Not too much, not too little. It has to be just right.
And this shows you exactly what happens when it's not just right. If there's way too much curvature, you get pure chaos. The universe literally tears itself apart in a cosmic storm of scrambled information. But if you have too little curvature, you get the exact opposite problem, rigidity. The universe is frozen solid like a static crystal, where nothing can ever change or form.
So you see, a successful universe has to thread this incredible needle. It has to exist in that tiny, delicate Goldilocks zone, perfectly balanced between the fire of total chaos and the ice of a frozen static order.
Okay, so what happens when a universe gets this balance exactly right? How do you actually get from an abstract rule to the rich, complex reality we see all around us? Let's take a look. It's not all at once. A universe with that perfect balance builds complexity in layers. First, it sets up a stable, geometric foundation. That stability then allows basic forces, like gravity, to emerge. Those forces become the scaffolding for chemistry and for huge structures, like stars and galaxies, to form. And only then, after all that groundwork is laid, do you finally get an environment where memory and even life can become possible. And this stable foundation, it's the key to everything we recognize. It allows for things like stable atoms in galaxies. It makes complex chemistry possible. And, crucially, it allows for the long-term accumulation of information. And what is that really? It's memory. It's the ability for the universe to learn and evolve, to create something genuinely new.
All right, get ready for one last idea, because this is where it gets really wild. According to this theory, if a universe follows the blueprint, it turns out there isn't just one way for it to begin. There are actually two distinct paths to existence.
So what are these two origin stories? On one path, you can have a new original. This is a universe with a completely brand new set of rules, a totally fresh informational structure made from scratch. Or, and I just love this idea, you can have a harmonic echo. It's like a musical octave. It's the same fundamental note, the same core rules as a previous universe, just expressed on a completely different scale.
But here is the absolute takeaway. It doesn't matter if a universe is a brand new, original, or a harmonic echo of an older one. To be viable, it must obey that same fundamental Goldilocks rule of balance. The blueprint for existence is universal.
And that, of course, brings it all right back home to us. Does our universe follow this blueprint? And if it does, is it a complete original? Or are we living inside a harmonic echo of something that came before? It's a fascinating question, and a great one to leave you with. What do you think?